nature. So, listener discretion advised.
The views and opinions expressed on the Curvaceous Bounty of Sin City do not reflect those of this station or its affiliates.
All music, stories, and characters are the sole property of their creators and are protected under international copyright law.
Sierra, Sweet Cheeks, Toxie, and Glit are personalities put on for your entertainment.
Their stories are real, their language is explicit, and their behavior's out-fucking-rageous.
If you can't take the heat, get the fuck out of the kitchen.
Blasting to you straight out of Las Vegas, Nevada, it is the Curvaceous Bounty of Sin City, starring Sierra, Sweet Cheeks, Glitz, and Toxie. Vegas.
And people around the world.
And all you motherfuckers in
And where today?
Brazil.
Hey!
Yeah,
for
you
soccer.
fucking cocksuckers.
I know, I'd love to
Did
be
you
in
notice
Brazil.
how right up until America lost, Americans loved soccer, and then as soon as America lost, everybody's like, "What the fuck is soccer? No one cares about
You're
soccer."
right, and it's not even on
now.
TV. They're
They're still in. If some people win and some people lose and other people die, like the
But
America's
you know what?
still
It's
in.
really like, I think that more and more and more people are jumping on the soccer bandwagon.
Well,
I
yes.
mean, here in America, it's always been a kid thing.
Right.
But I mean, my dad coached my brother's soccer team when I was a kid. But you know what? I found myself when the U.S. was playing, having it on in the house while I was, doing what I was doing.
I have obviously in other countries, it's major. It's what football is to us.
Right.
And baseball.
Right.
Except in
And,
Ireland, where they have Irish football, which has got like 7,000 weird ass rules.
Well,
they
they expect out of the drunk ass Irish, right?
They have our version of football over. I mean, they have football, which is soccer, but they have American football that they play in other countries because
Right.
my brother played semi-pro, and he was invited to play for a European team. So he had the opportunity to go over and play
Oh, that's
over
very
there.
cool. Very
So
cool.
That's my boss saying
is
hi.
it?
Mhm.
Hello.
We didn't talk about this last week, but when we were waiting at Planet Hollywood for them to escort our group in for the Strippers 101, we were in a section of the Planet Hollywood where there was like 2 or 3 bars.
Mhm.
And just to tell everybody, the U.S. was playing. It ended up tying, but the entire that section of the casino was watching that game, and it was like you were in the stands. It was
And when-
fun.
They made one goal while we were waiting, and literally, even I, who hate soccer, was like,
I have a photo. I have a photo of Sierra cheering.
the whole it was infectious. The whole the whole building just exploded with
It was fun.
riotous
It was
roaring.
you had no choice but to go, oh, it's the U.S. And
Yeah.
I think that game ended in a tie, wasn't it? That game when we
Yeah.
seen it, but it was so much fun. Can I talk about an interesting thing that happened in my line of work this week? Because I'd really like to get your girls' opinion on this. Okay.
Yeah.
I was kind of filling Sierra in because I wanted to make sure we could talk about it on air. But there's a website that I advertise on for my fetish work and strippers, and they have escorts and things. It was a website that was free to advertise on. I don't want to give the names out, okay? But I get a text message on Tuesday morning from a former porn star that we all know and love, and asked me if I had been advertising on this site, and I tell her yes. She says, great, the FBI just seized it this morning. Okay, so I go online and I read the article about it, and basically it has to do with trafficking and underage and money laundering and whatever. Then,
Are you working for the Russian mafia?
I don't know, maybe I was and didn't know it. But what's crazy about it is, for me, it was a free advertising. That's why, we advertised there. And it seemed to give you a little bit better clientele than maybe some of the other places. But, and then there was another model in town who I worked with this week, and she had said, just like me, last weekend when I was in California, I get somebody calling me talking about face sitting and blah, blah, blah. And then he says, I'm 16, is that okay? I'm like, nope, I'm going to hang up right now. And that's what I did. And she had gotten a very similar call the same weekend. So it makes me wonder if they weren't seeing, that's when they were doing their studies or whatever. But here's a very interesting thing. So I go on to another site that I advertise on, and it's a pay site. It's, a few dollars per ad. So, of course, everybody jumped over there. But anyway, I go to put my ad up, and a debit card. I have a prepaid debit card, but it's got my name and everything on it that I use for stuff. And I've always used it to put an ad on this site. Go to do it. It's declined. I mean, it just keeps me. I'm like, I know there's money on this thing. I call to check my balance. So I finally call the credit card company, and they say, "Oh, we can't take payments from that website." And I said, "When did this happen? Because I've always used this card." "We can't take payments from that website." Okay. So later on that day, I'm out and about, and I try to use that card at a couple different places. It's declined. I can't use my card anywhere. So this morning I get up, call the credit card company, and they told me my card was declined because I tried to use it on that website. And I said, "Now, is this a new process?" And she goes, "They're really cracking down, and we can't use your card on that site. So in order for me to reinstate your card, I need you to assure me you will not attempt to use your card on that site any longer." So somehow the feds are busting down on the financial institutions in some way. So what I had to do to place an ad is go to the 7-Eleven and buy a little card. Now, isn't it crazy? Now, here's what's crazy to me. I can buy this card totally anonymous and place this ad,
Yes.
but one that's associated with me and you know who I am,
Yes.
they won't do it. Okay, give me your insight because I can tell you got insight.
It's the same concept as a burner phone. You pick up a cell phone, it doesn't have your name on it, it's only got a phone number, doesn't have a GPS tracker in it or anything else like that. You pick it up, you use it once, you throw it away. That's kind of what the intention was of these prepaid gift cards, is that you're only going to use it once and then throw it away. The way around this whole credit card thing. Hi, folks. I buy video games online from a very reputable company, but that company is based out of another country. And I also use a prepaid debit card. They will not allow you to purchase anything overseas on servers that are overseas, so you use PayPal instead.
Right.
Or, the new fabulous invention that everybody's like, what's this going to do to the economy? It's just going to make it so that people can use their money anonymously. Bitcoin. Go on to Bitcoin, sign up for it. You can use it anywhere, anytime, for anything. And it's completely not traceable back to you.
Now, let me ask you a question.
Well, I'm sure there's some nerd out there who can trace it. But
right. But my question is it because possibly the feds are talking to these financial institutions that they're going to have to pay some kind of fine or some kind of criminal intent?
No, what'll
so
happen?
They're not allowing their people to do it, because for me it would seem like the company would rather know me than not know me. So this has to do with my card company.
No, this is almost nothing to do with your card company.
Really?
This is the federal government telling the card company.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. And they have probably seized all of the assets, so this company can't probably process credit cards anyway. If this company is under investigation, they're probably not even allowed to process cards.
Right, if they've already seized the other company and shut it totally down,
then they've
the
probably
other places that are similar, are doing similar kind of thing, are
Yeah.
probably under investigation, and that's why they're doing it.
Yep.
So you know what? Come on, those let's face it, people. Those websites are advertising the oldest profession in the world.
Was that one?
No, that's
oh,
not
interesting.
it. That's not it. This is the one that got seized. I don't know that I really want to. I could actually give you the name of the one that got seized. I don't want to give you the name of the other one, and that's
okay.
because you could find it online. It's myredbook.com, and that's the one. If you go to myredbook.com and pull it up, ain't nothing there no more. But I just found it interesting that two of us got calls last week, and she lives in California, and I happened to have been in California that weekend. About if we'd see somebody who was 16.
Yeah, that sounds like phishing. Because if it was really a 16-year-old, they wouldn't have told you they were 16.
Oh, good point.
Right.
The company, the government cannot, I said the company, because it probably is the CIA, the government cannot trick you into coming anywhere to do an illegal activity. It's called entrapment. So they have to tell you. It's how they got those guys on Dateline. Those guys know they're coming to meet 13-year-old girls.
Yeah.
So when they call you to say, hey, I'm going to try to get you over here and then arrest you for, underage trafficking.
Do you know if you set that up online, like they can get you for some internet fraud thing if you set it up online, and then it's so insane. I don't know.
Wendy of Neverland said the policy is to help protect people from having their stolen cards being used. It may be a bit restrictive, but in their eyes it's for your own good.
I guess you're right, Wendy.
And Inkspot Story said it may be for your own good, but man, can it be so annoying at times.
It can be. I was trying.
is.
It was like
Even-
it was crazy. I was so freaking frustrated yesterday morning.
It's been very prevalent for many, many years, but mostly only with people who do interstate travel. When I worked retail, I worked right at the border between Nevada and California, and if you come across the border from California into Nevada and you use your card to buy $15 here and $20 there and $40 there, at some point your credit card company shuts you off.
That's right.
They cut you off because they think that it's
overabundant use of your card. Right.
in a state that you don't normally use your card in. So when you
If it's
travel,
on a weekend, you're fucked.
not anymore so much. Usually they've got some sort of, fraud reporting thing that you can go online or do, but I had a lot of them. I was at the one end of the mall. Most people start at the other end. By the time they got to me, their card's declining. I would say, look, if you know you have money on your card, likely your credit card companies put a stop on it because they think it's fraudulent
That
charging.
happened to me on a cruise because I was using it a lot and it was in another country.
Right.
So, no, but Susie Orman, the financial guru lady, does say before you go on a shopping spree or a trip to
Call your
notify
company.
credit card company,
Yep.
and tell them you're going to have a lot of usage on your card.
Yeah. And make sure that you have, if you're using a prepaid debit card, a lot of people are these days because banks are, bunk. If you're going to use a prepaid debit card, make sure you know what their policies are on overseas expenditures,
Right.
online expenditures, and anything else like that. A lot of these companies don't allow you to purchase anything from overseas or purchase a certain amount of money online or things like that. You have to make sure you know what your policies are before you just start wheeling and dealing out there. And everyone should have a PayPal account at this point. PayPal is one of the safest ways to spend money online because
Do you know that you can send money via Walmart to Walmart now, just like Western Union?
Mhm.
I didn't know you could do that. It's only $10. And so that's another good way to send money from one place to the other. I have a PayPal account, but I've never used it.
PayPal's one of the safest ways because if you buy something online with your PayPal account and you don't get the merchandise, you can call PayPal and say, I did not get what I paid for, and PayPal will get your money back for you.
Yeah, so it's got
Of course, people
policy on it.
do abuse that privilege. People do actually get their merchandise back and then say they didn't. But PayPal is very good about researching those kinds of things first. But it's great. Everyone should have a PayPal account.
You know what? I need to congratulate you. You've been nominated for an award.
Yeah, I saw that. I have
We've
no
both
idea.
been nominated for an award. With Thick Nation, they have their little get-together every year here in Vegas. Last year we went and presented an award. They had the Big Handsome Men Awards. This year they're doing the Diva Awards. And Sierra and I have both been nominated in the
Independent radio talk show host.
So,
Nice.
hey.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
What?
Thank you.
And they're very beautiful pictures, by the way.
By the
Those
way,
are from
those are from our curve shoot.
Yeah, our last curve shoot. I really liked my pictures that came out of that shoot. They were great.
Yeah.
That was the
there are
last
some
one
cute
with
ones.
me, you, and Alexia
Right.
No. I don't know.
with the green screen.
Okay, my pic that was on there came out of the first one we did with Toxie and Glitz.
Oh,
So they were at two different shoots. No, those pictures out of that shoot were unfrickin' believable.
I looked
You know,
pretty goddamn
Coco had
hot.
your hair so straight and beautiful, and Lexi did your makeup. Yeah, that was.
Yeah,
they
I
were
said
fucking
from that
hot.
shoot, I saw when one of our photos from another shoot were dropped in a share folder.
Oh, okay.
I was able to, I guess some from the previous shoot were in there, and I mean, I was even scrolling through, and I'm like, damn, these are like really great
one, I don't know if
pictures.
you've seen the one. I just recently changed it on my Sweet Cheeks Facebook page, or my Twitter page, the cheerleading photo.
Yeah.
That was done, and then the background dropped in from that. We did it in front of a green screen.
You also, this last one, and going through these last ones, this really was your shoot. Like, there was not a bad picture of you.
You know what? I think
It
that
was-
we all.
Did you get to
your
see any of
stuff
the-
is so cute with that dress, and
Yeah.
I think it was a very successful shoot.
They really captured us, I think, in this
I
photo
think it was
shoot.
fun. I think the
Did you
theme
guys
was
get-
fun and right.
Did you guys see any of my bikini shots, or did
No,
those just get
they
sent
just
to
sent
me?
them to you, so
Ah,
you can
I'll
share
post-
those.
I'll have to
I
post
would
them.
love to see.
I'm gonna post them up on my Facebook page
Oh,
that I
good.
haven't been on in a billion years.
Well, you need to get on.
I'm terrible
you
about
need to
that.
get on. Shame on you.
Yeah.
Shame on you. You have fans that want to love you, darling. They want to love you. It is fucking hot in Las Vegas. Okay?
Yeah, it is. It's going to be 120-degree summer. They've already told us this.
What?
Well, yeah.
We're going to hit
Let me-
120
My poor
degrees.
Mr. Toxie's gonna die out there.
Yes, he is. Keep him.
Buy him one of
he
those cool
does.
towels. where you
We've-
step it and it's
I know.
cold.
I bet
we've
he's
done
experimented
everything.
with everything. To keep
We've done
cool.
everything, drank everything,
Poor
tried every
guy.
combination. He just, as it gets hotter, he'll get very ill. But
Oh,
what
that's
happens now,
horrible.
he has a hard time eating. He comes home, he lays in bed, he goes
Get
to
him
sleep
one of those
nice and
hats
early.
that is an umbrella and then attach
And
a
an
fan
umbrella.
on it.
Yeah, with a little
That's
with the
awesome.
mister. It has to
Yeah,
have a mister.
he has a
would
little
be
button to
great.
hit the mister.
Yeah.
That would be great.
But let me ask you a question. I asked Sierra this. Have you had any power surges at your house in the last couple of days? Yesterday, between 5 and 6 in my house, Bugman says, the air conditioner feels like it's blowing out hot air. So we get up and we literally watch the temperature going up on the thing in the hallway. So we shut it down. We ran and got something to eat. We came back, turned it on. It was fine all night. So today I'm getting ready for the show between 5 and 6. And I see like my lights flicker twice. Again, between 5 and 6. So I think it was like maybe a Nevada power surge, because you figure between 5 and
Interesting.
6, everybody's home on a Sunday night.
Right.
It's the hottest part of the day here. It was 112, and everybody's probably at full power
Blast.
capacity. So I'm going to call the air conditioning guy tomorrow, but
Call Nevada Power first. Don't spend the money on having the AC guy come out. Call Nevada Power first.
yeah, and I'm fortunate. I have a home warranty on my house, so the most it could cost me would be $60 to have them come out. But
you may be able to save the $60.
yeah, I will call Nevada, but I bet me and everybody and their
Hand me
brothers.
the $60 and I'll call
You're
Nevada
gonna
Power
call Nevada
for you.
Power.
Yeah.
Well, my house is owned by my dad, so I call Eddie and okay, Dad, this is what I'm gonna do, and he said, call, he's the one that pays for the upgraded warranty on the house in case something happens and he's not here to do it himself. So, yeah, because I don't know if you're mechanically inclined. I don't know if because of those power surges, it's doing something to the air conditioning unit.
Probably overloading the unit, and
I don't want that.
most new air conditioning units have a fail-safe that shuts down the compressor so that it doesn't blow.
Well, when I
That's
left the house
probably what's
today, I had
happening.
to shut it off because it did it. Now, probably when I get home, it'll be
Turn
fine
right back on again.
You guys, it's fucking hot in Las Vegas.
It is, and
That's why you could get rooms for $20 a night in Las Vegas in this heat, because people don't want to visit us in the summer.
Hell no. Yeah, they've been talking about it. It's already hit this early in the year, June. We don't usually see 110 degrees. We usually hover 101, 102 until July is when we see 110. We've been hitting 115 already in some
Well,
places.
it's really going to be bad. Bash time. If we get our monsoons and it's 115.
It'll be 115
Oh.
with 30 to 40, possibly 60% humidity.
I will never even try to flat iron my hair.
I have to
during the
tell
day.
you that although it's hard to breathe in humidity, my hair looks fabulous.
Oh, I know. And
So-
you know what? My skin gets so nice.
I'm
and-
okay with it.
but-
I will be too drunk to notice and care.
Speaking
I
of,
will
you guys,
be
the Las
in my
Vegas-
house.
The Las Vegas Bash starts a week from tomorrow.
Well-rounded BBW.
Well-rounded, the Bash.
Does it really?
Yeah.
Yes.
My
the 14th,
child-
The 14th.
While I'm at the Well-Rounded, my child will be at Disney World.
Lucky child. Disney World or Disneyland?
Disney World.
Oh, I
Florida.
gotta remind baby daddy to get those days off.
Oh, yeah. You know, it's so nice. I'll tell you what's you guys.
But you're gonna come hang out with us, right?
Yeah, if he's got the
We're
days
gonna
off.
sit in the room, little sippy.
Sippy, little bit of the pooly woolly with your
Little
bikini
pooly-wooly.
weenie.
Yeah.
I have to tell you, a friend of mine whom we know on the show, had gifted me a custom-made bikini a few years ago, and she
Nice.
finally just got to finish it. And I put it on last night, and it is so. I'll show you guys a picture in a minute, but it is so hot.
You're hot
It
anyway,
is.
Toxic.
I mean, but the suit fits like a glove.
How
like
wonderful.
it is the most
Ooh,
perfect
she can't
suit
wait
ever.
to get her drink and sport.
Are you actually going to wear a bikini to
I
the
will.
pool?
I have
She did before. She
Oh,
did
you
last year. Yeah.
I
So
know a lot of
anybody-
girls are just. There's a lot of girls who just don't care. Like me, I'll run around in a tiny little thong
Oh,
string
me
bikini.
too. I don't freaking care.
But there are some girls who just still wear tankinis and cover-ups. They
I
get
have-
in the pool with shirts on. I'm like, bitch, it's too hot for all
but-
those
but
clothes.
Me too. I was at the Golden Nugget pool a few weeks ago. Like, you can count my rolls on my back. You know what
Does
I mean?
anybody say anything?
You know what? Nobody really says anything, but I
A lot of
especially
pointing.
like this, especially old
Oh,
women.
yeah.
Old women will do that to their husbands all the time, and
Frank, look at what she's wearing. How can she do that?
basically.
My God.
But I don't fucking care. So I don't know if any of you, Bree, who runs Well Rounded, was supposed to be on the show tonight, but you can imagine a little over a week to go that things are a little psychomania for her. So oh, that is hot.
Let me see.
That looks like a bra and panty set. It's so cute. So if you want to see Toxie in this beautiful green bikini I was just looking at, you need to get to Well Rounded. Go to Well Rounded BBW.
No,
No,
show
no.
it.
No, if you want to see it, no, we got to tease it. You got to come to Well Rounded and see Toxie at the pool.
I
Okay?
cut out all the stuff we
Wait,
didn't
no,
want
no,
people
no.
to see, like the lotion bottles.
It's not my house, so.
You
No?
know
I was
what,
at a
Sierra?
friend's.
You know what? She's not drunk enough to show it in a
Right?
bikini.
When I'm drunk, though, I'll come in a bikini.
Nice.
There you go.
I will do the show.
I've done the
wearing
show in a
one.
bikini before, my first season when I was here. So yeah, you guys, I think you can still get in to Well Rounded, buy your tickets live. There's a week pass and only for the weekend. So if you just want to come for the weekend, a lot of beautiful big girls.
I think that I had even seen on the website, which was a little bit of a recent change, but there will also be, if you absolutely, I highly recommend the full time.
Absolutely.
Highly. It's going to be a blast. There is so much going on.
There's so
every
much
every
planned.
day, so many seminars.
You know what? Bree had an
Zumba
awesome
fitness
event
things.
last year, but we've been privy to see the schedule,
Right.
and it
It's
blows
insane,
away
and
last
it's open
year's.
bar.
Yeah, it blows
You
away
know,
last year.
hours and hours and hours every day, like 12 hours every day or something. So if you can't do that, then do the weekend. If you absolutely can't do either, I saw on the website that there's a few limited day passes available.
Okay.
That I had
so-
seen on the site.
And you know what? If you want to just come get if you've never been to a bash, the day pass might be for you the first time, or the weekend pass before you realize if I want to take the whole weekend. You spend any time there, you'll be taking the rest of your life off for that week,
Right.
like we
that's
do.
Like,
Yeah.
That's
Like
our
what
big
we do. Yeah,
vacation.
exactly.
Mr. Toxie
Nick-
and I, like, he takes the time
All
off.
right,
It's our big.
So, okay, do I get to get at Mr. Toxie this year?
Hey, make it happen.
Now, last year we something happened, and you were drunk, and we were afraid, and he's like, I gotta go find her, and so you give me the. Can we? Maybe we should sign a contract before I go there.
Well, mate, right?
So,
We have
like-
a little contract.
Like Sweet Cheeks and Toxie will still remain friends if she gives Mr. Toxie a blowjob, no matter how sober or drunk she is. We have to sign a contract.
We shall. We will do that. We will put it
Hear
in
that,
writing.
Mr. Toxie? We're on, baby. We're on.
That'll
Do you
want to
watch? Do you want to watch?
No.
No?
Okay. Maybe. Well, I don't know. Ask me after a few drinks. I mean,
Okay.
after a few drinks, I might be like, "Can I take pictures?"
Yeah, and I'd be like, yeah. Can I use it on my clip site?
Yeah, go for it.
No, you ought to be thanking Sweet Cheeks. You're not a fan of blowjobbing,
I
and
love
she
blowjobbing.
loves it.
Yeah, no. Here's the deal. If anyone wants to give Mr. Toxie a blowjob, it is less work for me. So
I'll warm 'em up
therefore,
for you.
yeah,
See,
if
that's
you
why
can
you
warm
should
them
be
up,
in the room. Because I'll be the foreplay girl. I'll warm them up
if
real
you can
good.
fluff him, we need an official fluffer.
I can be that.
So-
I can make the meatloaf and fluff the husband.
This is sounding better and
See,
better.
I'm
I'm so into this.
Yeah, yeah. You can check my clips, Sarah. There's lots of me fluffing on my clips, but you do peek at my clip store. I already know
I have.
you do.
I absolutely have.
There's an up close and
Because
personal one I just posted
post
today.
them on when they
Twitter.
pop up on Twitter, and I'm like, let's see what she's
Well,
up
there's
to.
one I posted today that really shows Sweet Cheeks up close and severely personal. So just saying. Clip
Nice.
store 79497.
Vagina.
It is vajayjay.
Vagina.
It's a lot of vajayjay. It's my clit all up there, baby.
We won't be
It's her-
seeing sweet cheeks. We'll be seeing sweet vag.
There you go. Sweet clit.
Sweet clit.
Sweet clit.
You go from sweet cheeks to sweet clit.
Depends on what side you're looking at. You know? Which side of the hamburger do you want? Sweet cheeks or sweet clit? Oh, we're bad already up in here, huh?
It's terrible.
I know, but why not?
So hot in here.
It is really hot in here. You guys, I don't know if people out there that don't live in Vegas realize how it gets so hot in Vegas outside that it's very hard to cool the houses inside. Everybody just thinks you get an air conditioner, but those things work and work and work. I mean, you figure
Yeah,
if
then you got an $800 power bill for the month of July.
And you know what? If you think about it, let's say 82. Okay, 82 is actually warm in a house. I keep my house at 82 because I have really good windows and it's comfortable at 82. When I sleep, you put it down. But you figure if you're setting your house even at 80 and it's 115 outside, how much cooling does that air conditioner have to do?
No, it's $1 million. I mean, we have ours is a two. Well, you guys were in it. It's a 2-story, 4-bedroom.
Do you have 2 air units?
We just have 1.
That makes it very hard.
And so I keep it at 77. Like Mr. Toxie's like, turn that shit down, and I'm like, 77.
I pay the bill, no.
But exactly. And I get these. I have to somehow sign myself off from getting these emails, but they give me anxiety. I get them from the power company, and they keep giving me updates. And they're like, so far since the billing cycle, which was days ago, they're like, your bill is at $68 and some odd change. And I'm like, the new billing cycle literally just started for us a few days ago.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, I don't want to know this. I can't handle it.
If you only have 1 unit, of course, heat rises. So it's got to be about 10 to 15 degrees warmer upstairs where you sleep than downstairs.
Our bedroom's very warm, and it's open.
Right.
And so it's, it opens into the bathroom and everything. So
it's actually cheaper, we found, because we have a 2-bedroom with a really shitty air conditioning system layout. So even with the $10,000 air conditioning unit we have, it still doesn't cool the upstairs. We found that it's actually cheaper to keep it a little bit warmer downstairs, and we have window units in the bedrooms upstairs. Mm-hmm. You keep the doors open with the window units on, and it actually keeps the house cooler than the thermostat set too.
Cool.
Right.
And
window unit
your
wouldn't even work
all
for
open.
us.
That's nice, see, because your bedrooms all open up to like a loft over the living room.
Right.
So that is. You got a ceiling fan in the living room?
No.
No, it's too bad.
Yeah, I wish we did.
Really make a difference, but.
Yeah, if we had, I wish we had we have no natural light in the living room except for what bounces off of the house next door and comes in the sliding glass doors.
Some reflective lighting.
Yeah, that's it. So it's really, really dark in the living room.
Great for photo taking.
Well, I find myself that bathroom in my hallway, it's not far from the thermostat. I mean, I'm so crazy about this that I'm like, make sure that door's shut because the sun comes in there and it'll make my thermostat go up.
Yeah.
We just did it. Mr. Toxie did it this morning, but it's only because when we came home today, it was already daylight. But he in our bathrooms, we have these windows above each of the showers, and it's this big long rectangle window that you can't put anything on.
Yeah, in my bathroom.
It's weird, but in our bathroom, in our bedroom, it blows. The sun comes in, and it's really, really hot. And so he put a bunch of towels up there to block it, and it kind of cooled the room.
Quick break, and then we'll come back to your segment, okay?
Okay, I do. Sorry, guys. Sierra, I think, is on the phone with our guest, and who's ready to come in. Yeah, I have those same block windows, and that's why I close them, because it makes the hallway hot and then makes the air click on.
Yeah,
you got to have all kind of saving stuff.
Yeah, so let's take a minute. Let's take a little break, and when we come back, we're going to talk to Felicia Clark. She's an author of a book called The Body Shame Game. I believe that's what it's called. I don't have my notes in front of me. We'll be right back after these messages from our friends and family here on Vegas All Night Radio.
This is Alexia from the Curvaceous Bounty of Sin City Radio Show. Join myself and the ladies every Sunday night at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern for real talk about real stories with real people. That's Sundays at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on your computers at VegasAllNetRadio.com, because they won't let us on regular radio.
Hello, hi, and how are you? are you? I'm Bruce Riddell, the raging, ravishing, wayward wonder of the world. Join me on Hump Day for the middle of the week bump and grind with my trivial mind. Spend an hour with my voice as I talk hot topics, current affairs, upcoming events. I'll share friendly reminders and tidbits from Bruce. Call in live 702-483-4444 to rant and rave with the Wrath from Hell, Bruce Riddell. Every Wednesday from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Pacific Time.
Hi, this is Sergio Quintero live from Las Vegas, and I'm proud to announce the premiere of Clubhouse Sports Radio every Sunday from 5 to 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on VegasAllNetRadio.com. I will focus on Southern Nevada and Southern California pro and college sports. So if you're a sports fan, this is a place for you. We'll talk Dodgers, Angels, Padres, Lakers, Clippers, Chargers, UNLV, and much more. We'll have great guests, contests, and giveaways. So listen online to Clubhouse Sports Radio every Sunday from 5 to 6 p.m. on VegasAllNetRadio.com. I'll see you in the clubhouse.
Hey, it's Roxy from the 702 Rock Show, right here at VegasAllNetRadio.com. Listen to my show every Friday, 4 to 5 p.m. to hear about local artists, musicians, fashion designers, and more right here in Las Vegas. So tune in every Friday, 4 to 5 p.m. to hear me, Michelle Roxy Davis, right here at VANR on the 702 Rock Show.
Hello, I'm Stephen Hollingsworth, and I've had so many jobs in my life, from cleaning toilets and emptying trash cans to training and managing employees at multi-million-dollar companies. I've been an excellent employee with bad management and a great manager with less than stellar employees. That's why I created a new show called All in a Day's Work, for employees and employers to meet in the middle and have frank discussions about how we can work together to make work better. Join me for All in a Day's Work, Saturday at 1 p.m. on VegasAllNetRadio.com. Remember, it's good to have a job, but it's better to have one you love.
Welcome back to the Curvaceous Bounty of Sin City on VegasAllNetRadio.com, the final frontier of free speech where we can say and do talk about whatever the hell we want. And right now we have author Felicia Clark on. She's also a motivational speaker. She's traveling the country right now telling people how to be awesome. Felicia, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Hey, Felicia, this is Sweet Cheeks, and we have Toxie over here in the studio, and you were talking to Sierra. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm so excited to do your show. You ladies have a little bit too much fun there.
Is there such a thing as too much fun? Come on.
Well, I'm learning.
We definitely have body positive images here.
Yeah, we have
That's a good thing.
We have absolutely no shame.
In fact, it's so hot in the studio. I was just talking about taking my dress off and doing the show in my panties and underwear. So there's no shame.
And it wouldn't be the first time either. So.
No.
Now, just to mention to our listeners, if they'd like to check out your website while we're talking, your website, Felicia, is ebooklifecoach.com, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I have several coaching programs, and the one that I'm focusing on right now is the project on women liking their bodies. And so my upcoming book, Body Shame BS, 7 Steps to Overcome the Big Business of Low Self-Esteem, has a chapter in it called The Body Shame Game. And I guess that's what we want to talk about today. And I do have a website dedicated to that as well, bodyshamebs.com.
Fabulous. So tell us about this, the tour that you're on right now. Are you touring for the book, or are you touring for, what are you touring for right now?
It is for the book. The book will be released in November, but what I have now are coaching programs that teach mostly teenagers and college-age women on how to like their bodies. And so I give workshops and lectures on that, and the online coaching program will be available in September for that as well.
So when you're touring the country and you're visiting, I'm assuming you're visiting colleges and high schools since you're gearing this towards teenage and college women. Do you find that it's across the board, no matter what size you are, that pretty much all women have a body image issue?
Absolutely. 80% of women have a body issue, and it's disproportionately even higher than that among women aged 15 to 24. The United States leads the whole world in anorexia deaths, and college women are very at risk for anorexia more than any other population.
Would you say that's because they're poor college kids or because they have body image issues?
Well, maybe there's one or two out there that is too poor to eat, but for the most part, it's definitely body images and what they're taught about their body, the self-loathing that women are taught about their bodies. And, of course, we know there's a whole culture of fat shame, but even women who fit the beauty standards, even models, women who are thin, fit, they have body shame as well. So it's not just the United States. It's a worldwide problem. 1 in 5 Korean women have had plastic surgery, and it's just becoming a normal part of their culture. Over 90% of women in Britain don't like their bodies because of their size. So no matter where you go in the world, women are taught to hate their bodies.
Now, do you think it's because it's what they grow up with? Now, I can only, speculate because I was actually, I was always a big child, and my parents were wonderful. I remember my dad telling me, you can be anything you want to be and do anything you want to do. And so I grew up, even though I was a fat person and grew up fat, I was fortunate to not feel bad about myself because I did try to do everything and was supported. So do you think that the body does it come from our parents, our families? Where are people getting these bad images of themselves?
There is a combination of places, and I like to focus on 3. One is the family message, and even if you didn't get body shame about your weight, chances are you did get some type of body shame, something about your body. It could be aging. It could be your nose size. It could be your hair is considered bad hair. It could be your skin complexion. Whatever it is, there's something on the physical body that the family teaches either directly or indirectly that your life is better if you look like this. And oftentimes it's something that you biologically can't do, but it's just... your natural features aren't that way. So the family is one, and even loving families do it. I grew up similar to you, where my parents were very, very protective of my body because I was larger than others. So I didn't get that, but I did get hair shame. I have traditional, kinky, very tight, coiled black hair, and there was always constant, oh, you don't want to have anyone see your hair like that, perm it, fix it. So I grew up with a lot of hair shame instead of body shame. So a lot of women get some kind of negative message from their family. Then, of course, we know the media. The media's constant barrage of negative images. Almost every part of the female body has an industry that profits from women feeling shame, and they're financially dependent on women fixing what isn't broken. So they use shame advertising to get you to use their products. And then number 3, we get it from each other. Unfortunately, because we feel so under attack about our appearance, we automatically just critique every woman's appearance. You see a woman, it's like, oh, look at her dress. Oh, look at her hair. And no matter how hard a woman has tried to work at being beautiful, other women will criticize her.
Look at that skanky hoe.
Yeah.
I got
absolutely. There's a whole nother issue of sexual shame. Either if you're not sexually repressed, then there's that judgment, like you said, you're skanky looking, you're a hoe because you're not sexually repressed. Or then if you are sexually repressed, then it's you're a prude and all that. So it's like you can't win.
No, when growing up, I didn't have any, I never thought of myself as fat, really. Somebody called me fat one time, and I was like, what are you talking about? I'm not fat. But a lot of girls used to make fun of me in junior high because I had boobs. I was already wearing C cups in junior high.
Right.
So like I got a lot of people who made fun of me. They're, look who's laughing now, honey bear, but because I have boobs and you don't. And but that third one, the one that comes from women to women, it starts at a really, really young age. And it starts because girls, I think, observe it in their parents and their moms who talk shit about other women behind their backs when they're there, and then and then they just, it goes into perpetuity. It happens over and over and over and over again. What would you say is the first step to learning how to not hate yourself or hate your body?
I actually have 7 steps, and so the first step is to make the decision to like your body. We've made the decision to dislike our bodies. We've made the decision to join what I call the sisterhood of body shame. Women hating their bodies is a way to get along. If you go out to dinner, you're supposed to apologize for having dessert, even though you eat it anyway.
Hell no, not me. Bring on 2 fucking desserts.
Really? Yeah, if you're going to eat it, then why be ashamed of it?
You're right.
know?
Absolutely, Felicia.
Yeah, so there's a sort of attitude that we have to harm ourselves and deprecate ourselves in the name of beauty service to others. And this could be any random person that you don't even know, but you're always supposed to be appearance conscious to please other people. So in deciding to like your body, you have to claim your body. You may have to take your body out of beauty service temporarily or permanently for certain times of the day.
What do you mean out of beauty service? Can you explain that?
We are taught to service people with our beauty from day one. Sit pretty as a little girl. Wear that pretty dress. Fix your hair. Smile.
Don't pick your
run
nose
too fast because people don't like that. Boys don't like this, that, and the other.
That's true.
And so every day we're trained to please others with our physical appearance.
Okay, that makes sense.
And I call that beauty service. And particularly because I was a professional model, when I get a job and I'm going to work, I know that I'm in beauty service. So at that time, my own personal grooming habits, my own personal taste has to be set aside. Sometimes I would model clothes that weren't, my particular style, but I'm in service at that time. I'm in beauty service and I will wear what they pay me to wear. I mean, I have some saying that, but, it doesn't have to be my style. I'm in service to the designer. I'm in service to other women who do like that style. So that beauty service is when you deliberately are allowing other people to set the standard for how you look and being okay with it.
Well, I can tell you
And then, go ahead.
I can tell you that I spend 2 days out of every week completely out of beauty service.
And and you like yourself, right?
I love myself all greasy and stanky on the couch.
That's what you have to do. You cannot 24/7
yeah.
be pleasing everybody, because then you're pleasing everyone but yourself. And you probably aren't even really pleasing everyone. But once you decide to be out of beauty service, then you can relax. And then sometimes you're in beauty service to yourself. And I recommend mixing the two. When you decide to put yourself in beauty service, like when you go to work, you're in service because you have a certain dress code at work or whatever that is. But put something in there that's acceptable to you and your work environment or whatever environment you're going into. So, for example, I wear a flower in my hair every day. And that's for me. I enjoy wearing it. Now, other people like it as well, but I do it because it reminds me to get in touch with my feminine energy. And it's just reminding me that I'm choosing to express beauty in that way because I like it. And it's okay if other people don't like it, but it turns out a lot of people do.
Right. That's good, though. Now, you say that you do a lot of work with the young people. How do you? Okay, you've got a young person and you're talking to, and you're wanting them to feel good about themselves, and they're constantly being berated at home, maybe because why are you putting that candy bar in your mouth, or they don't have that positive support. How do you help that child feel good about themselves?
I founded the I Like My Body project. And so one of the things that young girls have to do is stand up and take a pledge to never self-harm for beauty,
right,
or to please others. And the other part is they have to publicly declare 3 things that they like about their body. And so they publicly declare that. And so anytime someone insults you, just go back to that place. This is what you like about your body, and you claim that. You don't give that to other people, and it's okay if other people don't like it. It's not nice. It doesn't feel good, but it's okay. You still like your body.
That's perfect. I love that, Felicia. That's good stuff.
Now, how do you deal with those poor kids who, at home, their mothers are stuffing their faces because they don't want them to waste away, and then at school they're,
called chubby.
They're trying to be, they're anorexic at school because they don't want to be fat, and their moms are force feeding them. And what do you do with these poor kids? They're coming from 2 completely different worlds.
Specifically, there are so many issues out there, and even mothers that argue with me because they really believe they're helping their daughters by molding them into what is socially acceptable. Mothers pay for plastic surgery for young girls. So that's part of my decision to work with high school girls only, because by that time they feed themselves and they can say no. And even if there's family pressure, they kind of know how to navigate around that. I worked with middle school girls sometimes with parental permission. And if someone really is against my message and they're just going to be fighting it, then I'm not the right person for them to work with. But most people want this. So I haven't had a lot of pushback. People who really just believe their daughter should be in beauty service all the time, just not a good fit. I have people who support my work and do interviews with me and try to send the message. And so I've interviewed beauty queens who send the message, look, I am a pageant winner. I'm a reigning title holder right now. I don't do these things. I don't harm myself. I do other things and look pretty all day. And so if mothers really want their daughters to get a healthy image, the resources are there. Through my program. So it's a matter of how receptive they are.
I have to ask your opinion on some of these shows that are on TV, like the Toddlers and Tiaras, or the one with the dance studio. Where
the Dance Mom is awful.
Yeah, I know you have to have an opinion on these, Felicia.
It's don't get me started.
I uncorked you, see?
Oh my goodness! First of all, it makes me so angry. I think rule number 1, as a woman in America, you cannot get your self-esteem from television.
Right.
So that's one thing to understand. It will always be sensational. Number 2, you cannot believe this lie about what beauty will do for you. I've done pageants. I've known a lot of title holders. It's fun. I like it. There'll be a little bit of prize money, but you cannot live off of being pretty. Women who try to do that end up in more trouble than it's worth. And this whole notion of if you're pretty, you're going to meet a rich man, that's kind of the dream that they sell, and they tell these girls, basically seduce some rich man into marrying you. Well, it is true that a lot of rich men will date, beautiful women that fit the, status look, but they're not going to let you spend up all their resources that they've worked hard to earn. And even if you did, then what kind of mate are you? So are you trying to be beautiful to be a bad person? So what is that? It's so ridiculous, and I think it's just harmful. And I hate to say it this way, but it's just true. So many of those girls that paint themselves, or their mothers paint them, and they're 5 and 6 years old, they end up in the adult entertainment industry far more than they end up some woman living off their looks in some healthy way with all the, riches and fame that they were promised.
Right.
Well, and do you at all encourage girls to remember that there are more options for girls other than growing up to be a pretty housewife. Like they could become scientists and engineers and doctors
Oh
and
my goodness,
forklift
absolutely.
drivers.
I like I said, I did pageants. I was a model. I think it's fine to have fun with all of that. I love playing dress up, but I also have 3 degrees, so you don't just try to live off of your looks. And so, absolutely, one of the projects I work with, one of the programs I have is teaching women queenliness or how to be in your feminine energy and retain your power. And financial success is a part of that because myself, like many other women, you're on some level taught, yeah, you make money, but you'll get in a relationship and he'll take care of you on some level. And whether that happens
Where does
or
that
not,
happen?
virtually every woman in this country will be 100% financially responsible for herself at some point in her adulthood. Could be that you marry later, could be that you never marry, could be that you do marry and you're the breadwinner, or it could be that you're widowed. Whatever it is, most women at some point in their life, and sometimes it's longer periods of time than others, but you are financially responsible for yourself, whether you marry or not.
That's very true. Good point. Well, and just to defend some of these pageants and things, I mean, I think that there are some girls that get in it because there's college scholarships involved and spreading the good news. But I think you're right. The important message is they don't pass the message along that I got a scholarship because I'm pretty.
Yeah.
I just happen to be pretty, but I got brains is better the message that goes out there.
Yes, there are many categories in a pageant. Beauty is part of it. Your clothing design, which is also part of beauty, but anyone can get nice clothes. Your walk, your poise, and then there's a question and answer session where that counts quite a bit. Your scholarly background counts. And having won pageants, I mean, surely the big major pageants that you see on TV, they have big prize money, but I promise you, every woman in that pageant has spent far more getting to that pageant than they win. And
Right.
most of them don't even win in that pageant. So let's say there's $25,000 of prize money, $100,000 of prize money. Well, if their mother has been grooming them and traveling the country, putting them in pageants, buying $1,000 pageant dresses, $1,000 pageant talent outfits, all this money over time, the prize money doesn't cover all those expenses. So,
Right.
But if you do it the smart way and you're doing it, and you want to earn money, there are a lot of smaller pageants that might have a prize for maybe a couple $1,000s. I know when I was in college, I did pageants like that because I needed the money. So, it was fun, and I met a lot of really neat young women. But those women were business-minded. They are not powder puffs that just sit around being pretty all day. That's not the typical pageant culture. And I think if you see these shows on TV, that is so false. It's just not. Those are mothers living through their daughters.
Right. You're right. But yeah, the mothers, because you know what? A 3 or 4-year-old doesn't know that they want to be in a pageant.
Exactly.
That's 100% the parents in that.
So you've been doing this for a few years now, where you travel around and teach people to love themselves. What is the most inspirational story you have from this travel?
Gosh, there's so many. Wow. There's one story. I was at a camp, and I only spoke for part of the time and participated in the camp. And this one woman kept staring at me, and it was a little off-putting after a while. I thought, this is kind of a little creepy, but, she seemed nice, and so I didn't make anything of it. And at the end of camp, you just say your goodbyes, and you tell someone if they impacted you during camp. And she comes up to me, and she tries to talk, and she can't. And there were tears in her eyes, and she just choking out the words, and she says, "You really like your body, don't you?" And I said, "Yes." And I was taken back by, like, Well, of course. But you could see something was so freed in her. And what I believe, and it's okay, it doesn't bother me, that, this was a very fit, athletic woman, very health conscious. And I think seeing someone fatter than her that had self-esteem, it just freed something in her. I think she kind of thought, well, gosh, if you could like yourself, then I could like myself. So that was just one that really impacted me, and I will never forget that because I have a journal now that's called I Like My Body, and I called it that because of that story, that just someone was so impacted by someone declaring that I like my body, that it just really resonates with a lot of women. So that's one story. And then another one is just, I was speaking about a woman that I dance with. Sometimes I dance on Thursday nights, and there was a woman in a wheelchair, and she goes and dances in her wheelchair. She spins around, and she dresses up. She has such a great time, and she just exudes such joy. And someone called me, and they said, wow, I've had some physical limitation problems, and I've been in a funk about it. And if that woman in the wheelchair can go out and dance, I can go out and dance. And I just thought, wow, it's like me telling the story of a woman in a wheelchair having body acceptance made someone else feel like, well, gosh, I still can walk. I still can do all these things. Let me get it together and get out there and do my thing. And but it's so many. It's almost like women are waiting for permission to like their bodies, which I think is sad. But the good thing is I will happily grant you that permission if that's what you're looking for. But you don't need my permission. But
Right.
For some women, that's just how we've been trained. Someone has to give you the go-ahead. And then so many women are just off and running and have been waiting to feel connected to their bodies. And I think it's time. There's a higher purpose for it. And so I think there's just a critical mass of women throughout the whole world who are ready to just jump on this whole body acceptance movement.
Well, we're your partners in crime because we're fortunate that we get touched with stories like that a lot. We've got some fans that come up to us and say, because of you, I go out and not wear sleeves on my shirts, or because of you, I feel good about coming to a club and dancing. So it's very empowering to know that you've touched somebody's life like that. So we're definitely on your bandwagon, girl.
Absolutely.
Oh, great.
So tell everybody again where they can find all of your fabulous information, and also where you're going to be next in case one of our listeners wants to come see you.
My website is ebooklifecoach.com, and then the website dedicated to my upcoming book is bodyshamebs.com. I will be in Philadelphia. But the thing is, a lot of the speeches I give, they're not open to the public. So if they're at a university, it's for the university students, or if I'm hired to speak at a conference, it's for conference participants. But if you sign up for my email list at ebooklifecoach.com, I'll let you know of teleseminars that I have. I'll let you know of workshops. I'll have workshops in the fall that are live workshops, and I can give you all of that information. And I also have downloads where you can hear some of the speeches that I've given at colleges and other places.
And of course, that's where people would send a message if they want to book you for something, correct?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, again, give that website and that email address out, honey.
ebooklifecoach.com. ebooklifecoach.com is the website. And then for the Body Acceptance Project, you can email bodyshamebs@aol.com. bodyshamebs@aol.com.
And if there was one message you could leave our listeners with, what would it be?
I tell every woman behind every insecurity is a multi-billion-dollar industry. So it's just up to you to claim your body. You don't need anyone's permission. You decide to like your body, and you will.
Thank you very much,
Awesome.
Felicia.
Thank you very much, Felicia. You were a great guest.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Ever come to Vegas, please let us know. We'd love to have you in studio.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely, definitely. I would love to hang out with you ladies. You're so fun.
Oh, thank you so much.
That was Felicia Clark, everybody. Give her a round of applause. We'll be right back after these messages from our friends here at VegasAllNetRadio.com. We're coming back with Jacob Palmer, the owner, proprietor, and all-around pimp of Plush the Nightclub. We'll be back after these messages, ladies and gentlemen.
Pimp.
This is Sierra of the Curvaceous Bounty of Sin City on VegasAllNetRadio.com. And I would like to take a moment to talk about something serious. I'd like to talk about balls. Every Sunday from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m., you can listen to me and my co-hosts talk about balls. You can listen to us on VegasAllNetRadio.com, or you can watch us at SinCityBounty.com. We'll talk about balls every Sunday from 7 to 10 p.m. And don't forget, balls.
The honorific Smash debut album, Yay, is gonna make you wanna say.
Just gotta sing to make the whole world ring. Just gotta sing to take your mind off the hurry.
With hits like Just Gotta Say.
Just gotta sing.
Only in My Dreams.
It was only in my dream.
Suspicion.
Suspicion torments my heart. Keeps us apart.
It Must Have Been Love.
It must have been love, but it's over now. It's all that I wanted, now I'm living without. Must have been love, but it's over.
Yay is available for a special low price at Amazon, Rhapsody, Reverb Nation, iTunes, and at theHonorifics.com. TheHonorifics.com. Yay!
Hi, this is Corey Taylor from Corey Taylor Talks, Las Vegas's only online teen talk show, live from Las Vegas. My show is every Thursday from 6 to 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'll be talking about all kinds of things, because on my show, it's all about you. I'll have special guests, contests, and giveaways too. So listen online to Corey Taylor Talks every Thursday night from 6 to 7 p.m. on VegasAllNetRadio.com. I can't wait to talk to you.
And live while we're young.
Saturday nights from 7 to 10, it's the Chill Zone with your